Alright, and welcome back. As I promised in the previous video, I have quite a few hours of video to go through and edit and put together just to get caught up to where I actually am now. So, for those who are new to the channel, again, I'm building an RV-14a, and I've been working on this now for about 3.5 years. A good amount of that, about a year and a half of that was moving, so didn't get a lot done. But now I'm finally starting to get back into the swing of it. So I'm working on a fuselage kit, and it's kind of it's good to get back into it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. After having so long that I've got other things going on. I'm going to school, getting my degree from ASU online while I'm working full time, rotating hours, 12-hour shift work, a lot of things going on. So I haven't been able to get a lot of stuff done over the past few months, but I'm finally back into it and really have made a lot of progress, especially over this past weekend here. So, like I said, I'm going to try to get a couple videos out to get caught up to where I am now and get everything done. So, again, for those who are new to the channel, welcome. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, you're interested in the vans, or any kind of vans, aircraft, by all means, ask away. Put the comments down and below. Like to interact with folks and answer any questions that I can. It's always fun. I had an opportunity to have a gentleman come out and visit me. It's probably about a month and a half ago. And he lives about an hour or so outside of Portland here, and he was interested in looking at the RV-14, and I'm hoping that he picks this up and gets into it. I think it'd be a good adventure for him. So it's always fun to interact with folks and show them. He was able to come over to the shop and kind of look and see and touch and feel and look at all these components and hopefully realize that this is not nearly as difficult as some think. Whenever I speak to people and let them know, hey, I'm building my own airplane, people are always just amazed. You can do that? Yeah, you can do this. It's been said before by others. If I can do this, so can you. It's really that simple. It's been a fun kit. Like I said, I've been working on it about 3.5, almost 4 years, I guess. And it's very straightforward. There's only a few times where I've really had to scratch my head and really think about it, but vast majority of this is just simple, straightforward. Do step A, then step B, and it's all spelled out. So if you have any inkling whatsoever, any thoughts to do this, I would highly recommend it. Go talk to somebody, go find a local EAA chapter. If you're interested at all, take the time and really look into it, because it's a lot of fun. If you have any desire to use your hands to do something, this is a lot of fun. So now that my rant's over and I'm off my soapbox, kind of talk about what I'm doing. I'm still working on I believe this is the baggage area and the ribs underneath the seat, where the actual bottom of the seat will mount to. So this is all the flooring ribs that are going to go on. These are going to attach to the aft wing box bulkhead. It's right here. What I'm working on is I believe it's called the crotch assembly. I believe something toward that effect. This is where the seat belt, the crotch portion of the seat belt, will come up, and this is the bracket for that. And there's two of them, obviously, one for each seat. And so I show one here, but you do make this twice. There's a few spots where it was difficult to get the squeezer into, and I think you'll see a couple spots where I had to use that lightning hole on the forward corner there to get the squeezer into and try to get around. But for the most part, it's just a matter of figuring out which angle works best. As you see here, I'm trying to use the rivet gun, and I think this is the only time that I actually try to use, just because it's such an awkward angle. And I have a longer rivet for the rounded rivets. I have a longer piece for the rivet gun, but I was still having troubles. So that's where I had to resort to trying to figure out ways, like here you see just using that hole there to get the squeezer through, just because it was a lot easier. Some of the tools that you will find that you need, you won't use them all that often, but you definitely have to have them. And a good set of rivet gun attachments is a necessity. There's several that I have. Some that are a foot long. I have some that are just a couple inches long. I have a multitude of variances of different sizes for the rounded rivet heads, 470s or whatever they are. But you want to make sure you have a good set of rivet attachments. Now I'm working on the outer rib. This one you have to shape to the skin, and so it talks to the idea of using your fluting tool to basically cause this rib to mold and bend and form to the skin. And so that's what you see me doing here, and it takes several attempts. You just line it up. Okay, I need to bend a little more here, and just use that fluting tool, and every time you flute it, it just bends that rib in and curls it just a little bit. And you don't want to flute the top portion there, because that's where the seat's going to mount to, and that's where your nut plates are already installed, so those have to stay there. But the aft section where it's thinner, not as tall, that portion you want to flute the top also, just so that you make sure you don't get a twist in that rib, and that the whole face bends and curves to the shape of the skin. And so you'll do it with this one, and then also the rib that goes behind that, which are those two shorter pieces in the middle there. And so it's just a lot of going back and forth, eyeballing, looking at the holes to make sure everything's lining up, and then just fluting as you go. And then this is the same thing, obviously, from the other side. It takes a little bit of time, but it's just a matter of eyeballing as you go and using that fluting tool, and also trying to make sure that you don't make a crease too close to one of the holes, obviously, because then it makes it difficult when you go to dimple. So that's about where I'm going to get in this video. I'm going to be putting out another video probably in the next couple of days, trying to get caught up to where I am now. And where I am now, just kind of give you a heads up, I've got all of the floor ribs on both the forward and aft bulkhead of the wing box all assembled, and I'm actually in the process of riveting that center bottom skin that you see there to the bottom of the assembly, so it's all going to become one piece, and you'll see that coming up within the next couple weeks. Hopefully by the end of this week I'll have that video out. So again, for those who continue to follow these videos, I appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, by all means, leave them down below. I like to interact with folks, answer questions, anything like that. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't, and follow along as I put this together. It's getting to be a lot of fun. We'll see you next time around.